Are you against the government here?
In a way, yeah.
So you have a problem with authority, isn't it?
No, I like authority. I just think that we.
So who do you think should be the authority in this country, if not the current government?
There's many. I couldn't say.
Is there another kettle of fish I opened up?
No.
Another can of worms for you?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's another can of worms. It's a government that would enforce traditional values and conservatism much better than this so-called conservative.
Someone
party.
like Tommy Robinson.
No, Tommy Robinson. No, Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson are liberals, really. I like them. I do. I've got nothing against Tommy Robinson. Okay, I think he is a.
Would you consider him to be your leader?
No, not my leader. No, I disagree. So Tommy Robinson.
What would you disagree with his? Because your ideology kind of matches with.
No, it doesn't. Tommy
Well,
Robinson.
not completely.
No,
kind of.
Actually, not. I support Tommy because he's still a patriot, and I still think he's done amazing work for this country. But he's a liberal. I'm not. I'm a conservative. Okay. I can't hear you. Sorry. Yeah, he's kind of a, that's one thing I could say about Tommy.
I'm sure if I ask him, are you anti-Islam, he'd probably say yes as well.
I said so, yeah.
See what I mean?
I'm against Islam.
Why?
Well, that was your original question. Sorry. Sorry, I still can't.
I said, if he was a patriot, he would have talked about English issues, didn't he?
Yeah, he is kind of a one-issue guy.
He's only talking about Islam, that's it.
Right, but that's his thing. That's like saying, oh, the Brexit party only focuses on Brexit and not housing. It's like, yeah, that's the reason for his.
Actually, a Brexit party should focus on Brexit. Yes,
exactly.
And Islamophobe will basically be anti-Islam.
I disagree with the word Islamophobe.
That's fine. That you can disagree with many things. You disagree with the government of this country, so I'm not surprised you're against Islam and the term Islamophobe as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, just have you read the Quran anytime?
I'm in the process of reading it.
But what do you remember from what you read?
Oh, it's a meaningful book. It has to me it largely just serves as a sort of.
Does it speak to you?
Does it speak to me?
Yeah.
Not in the sense that you mean it.
Okay, so what is it that you have found so far from what you read to be contrary to your, let's say, to your principles?
So I don't like that it's inherently expansionist, basically, and that it's.
There's nothing like that in the Quran. Carry on.
Right. Okay. See, we're gonna do a.
No, because it looks like you haven't read the Quran. Because many people make this claim that they've read the Quran, but then when I ask them, what do you remember from what you read?
Excuse me, I didn't claim that. Okay.
No, you said you're in the process, which means you must have read something.
Okay. The vast majority of the Quran is unread by me.
Okay. What have you read that you remember? Go on. What have you read?
I'm not a Muslim. I can't just.
I didn't say you were.
I can't do it. I can't do it with Bible verses either. If you can say, what have you read in?
No, but
the Bible?
you probably.
I can't just recite, the gospel.
No, I'm not saying you recited basically word to word.
Yeah.
Just paraphrase to me.
Okay, so
what do you remember?
Okay, so for example, and I'm sure. Look, I didn't want to do theology because I'm sure you've got a little.
Not theology. I just want to know
religion. I'm sure
because many people hate Islam without even reading about Islam.
I don't hate Islam.
Maybe you said you were anti-Islam.
Of course, I'm anti-Islamic. That doesn't mean I hate Islam.
Okay, what does anti mean? So if I'm.
It means I oppose something.
If I'm. You oppose.
I oppose.
Okay, so
I oppose Theresa May. That doesn't mean I hate her.
Okay, so you're anti-government.
I'm anti this government. I'm not anti.
Yeah, that's what I meant. This government.
Yeah, this government. Yeah, that doesn't mean I hate Boris Johnson. I want to see him dead.
What kind of a patriot hates his own country?
I don't hate my own country. What?
Sorry,
hang on.
Hates his government. Because, by the way, you know why I said this government? Because this government was elected democratically by majority of the people.
Hang on. I just said I didn't. I said I'm anti this government, and now you're reframing that to say that I hated it. Please stop.
I apologize because that wasn't the right term. What I meant is like the government was elected democratically. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, which means the majority elected the government.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so in other words, you're against the feeling and the belief of majority of the country.
I'm against pluralism. That's what I am. Okay.
What's that going to do with electing the government?
Because
last time I checked, they were pretty English to me.
This is such a like.
Now I really want to know why would you oppose a government which majority of the country feels that is the right government?
It's okay. For one, it's not the majority of the country. Okay, it's the majority of the electorate, right?
Electorate still. Yeah.
Right. So
okay,
I will say I actually did vote Conservative. Okay, and so I oppose them now in many metrics, but I voted them because I wanted to see Boris get Brexit done. Right? So now, do you understand that I can basically want to see a government come into power and then be disappointed when they do other things that I disagree with? Is that fair?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have every right to oppose the principles of the government, whatever they have. But for you to say that they just because they do not agree with your ideology that you want the ethnic majority to be white English, yes, for that reason itself, I don't think many English people actually would agree with.
It's not for that reason. It's for that reason. I agree. Probably.
You probably are the minority in that.
I probably am the minority, of course.
Not probably, definitely.
But I'm saying it could be anything. I'm saying like it could be housing policy. It could be environment. Like it could be all manner of things. It could be how Boris is handling the coronavirus, for example. You know, like. You know.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. If you ask me.
Right, but did you see?
Herd,
I'm not saying.
what do you say? What's the term they use? Herd immunity.
Are going to die.
Yeah, herd immunity. So basically, you just basically you just watch people die until they develop immunity, which is herd immunity kind of. That's silly, you know, because
he's a funny character.
The reason is we do not even have this natural resistance to this virus, the coronavirus. How will you gain immunity? Yes, it takes I don't know how long. And he's saying it's okay, we might have to watch many people die, many of our loved ones die. I mean, that is barbaric if you ask me. But yeah, I'm against that that principle of his.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, we
that
digress.
That doesn't mean like you said, what sort of a patriot disagrees with his government? Okay, it's like, well.
So from the past governments,
doesn't mean I love the country.
From the past governments, have you agreed with anyone?
From what? Ever since ever since our first prime minister?
Ever since you were.
Oh,
ever since you got the right to vote.
Oh, well, I'm only 18, so.
You haven't got the right yet.
Well, so I voted once in a last general election and once in the European elections in May. So I haven't really.
So let's say in the last I don't know how many years since you have been aware of the political system.
I guess.
3 years, 4 years, I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know. Is there any government that I've agreed with? You know, completely.
Or at least the nearest to which.
The nearest was when I was a bit more. Definitely when I was more liberal and I kind of liked Jared Batten's UKIP, I suppose.
UKIP.
Yeah, they're not a government. I should say.
Nigel.
No, Batten.
Nigel Farage.
No, Batten.
Oh, I see.
Jared Batten.
Wasn't Nigel Farage the?
Nigel Farage. Well, yeah, he's the face. He was the face of the original.
He's who made UKIP famous.
Yeah.
In the first place.
In fact, he doesn't like Jared Batten.
Just like EDL was made famous by Tommy Robinson.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, if that's your belief.
Who, sorry? No, I don't think Batten's the leader anymore. No, it's a guy. Do you know what? I don't know who it is anymore. I'm not such a big on the UKIP train these days. I still support them broadly as a party, but I don't keep up with them.
So anyway, going back to the question I was asking, what made you anti-Islam? Was it because of what you heard from other people, or was it something that you independently researched?
So I would say probably a mixture, but well, okay, probably just because I'm predisposed to be that anyway. So I actually started off like I used to be a kind of quite a hardcore atheist, we should say, for many years. I'm not so sort of on the atheist train.
I think you probably. I wouldn't call you a Christian from what you described to me.
I certainly wouldn't call myself an atheist.
Yeah, you do believe in God.
Yeah, I believe in God.
Yeah, so
I believe that a Christian conception of God is valid and meaningful, and I believe a pagan conception of God is valid and meaningful.
That's contradictory.
I don't think it is.
It is.
That's fine.
Okay, because Christian concept of God is not pagan in. Well, you might have a point there. I don't know. Because the Greeks they do have a lot of influence from the Greeks. So yes, I suppose you do have a point there. Yep. But anyway, we digress. I was asking about being anti-Islam.
Islam.
I have a feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, that you probably it is from hearsay, not your own independent research.
I would say mixture.
I would say maybe 90% hearsay and maybe. I'm giving you 10%. Just I'm feeling charitable here. What have you read from?
Everyone likes to say like.
Okay, let me say.
Oh, I independent. I research everything.
That's why I ask you. What have you read about Islam from only Islamic authors? Let's say.
See, that's just.
If it's not the Quran, it looks like not the Quran.
From only Islamic.
No, but it has to be. It has to be. Because if you, for example, if I know.
Why can I not formulate an anti-Islamic opinion?
No, you can. You can after you've read it. You can. But if you haven't read the sources. And then you say this is what I judge Islam based on, then that is from hearsay. It's not from its primary sources, is it?
Hashim, allow me to. So I don't have to have read Islamic scholars in order to read, surveys and see the impact of what Islamic behavior is having on society.
No, I'm talking about theology.
Sorry?
I'm talking about theology.
I'm
not talking about
no, you didn't say Islamic theology. You didn't say why you
I said Islamic.
Theology.
When I say Islamic sources, I thought it was clear, but let me clarify again.
Okay.
So what I meant is like when knowing Islam, yes, based on what Islam defines it rather than what others say about Islam.
That's fine. People.
So that's the reason I'm asking you. What have you read
Okay.
from about Islam from Muslims? Yes, not even, let's say, not even a scholar, but what have you read that is purely defined Islam by Muslims rather than it being defined by somebody else?
What do you mean? How Muslims define Islam? Like I don't.
Like every religion.
Your original question was why am I anti-Islam?
Yeah.
And it stemmed because you're saying, oh, is it to do with independent research? Yes, it's to do with independent research, but not on theology. It's to do with the behaviour of Muslims in society. And you could say, oh, that's not what I asked. I'm talking about theology, but that is a valid reason.
So if I judge all the English people based on the behavior of Tommy Robinson, would that be valid?
No, but if you right, okay, so listen to me. So let's say a bunch of English people go into some other,
the football hooligans.
Sure.
Would I judge all the English people like that?
Right,
Would that be fair?
Let me finish, right? So if a bunch of English people come into a country, right, and let's say the majority are peaceful people and they're doing okay, and they're sticking to their own English cultural practices, okay, but a very large minority are acting in a way that the native population of this country find to be unpleasant, okay. So for example, if you look at surveys where Muslims are polled, and you find that anywhere between 1 in 8 and 1 in 4 Muslims agree that violent jihad is sometimes justified against the native population. Okay,
which poll is that? Come in.
Let me. Okay.
Most likely by Prevent or something like that.
Prevent. wait, I've been threatened that Prevent will come for me.
Sorry, you are?
I've had my former school said, oh, we're going to have to get Prevent involved against you. So I'm no fan of Prevent,
All right. No, because some of the statistics that they produced were largely actually popularized by these right-wing clubs or whatever.
Are you one of the people who think
parties? Yes.
Do you think that Quilliam is right-wing?
Not Killian. We Muslims, we do not recognize them as authorities
I know you
or
don't.
speak on behalf of the Muslims.
This survey isn't from Quilliam, but I'm just wondering.
Whom is it from?
I don't know. I didn't come here prepared for a debate.
If the majority of the Muslims were thinking like that, that they should do violent jihad against, that's not even Islamic. We don't just declare jihad in the country that
you're non-Islamic. They think you're wrong.
Who's there?
Who is there? The people who are saying that violent jihad can sometimes be justified.
Well, who are these people? I really want to know. Because if you're talking about people like, who was that guy?
How do I search?
Anjem Chaudhry.
Yeah, Anjem Chaudhry. Yes? Do you really think any of the, I would say majority of the Muslims here even know about him? They don't even know him.
No, they probably do know of him.
I'm saying majority probably don't know him because they, and the majority who do know him, they are against him. Why nobody supports him?
No, I agree with you. That most of them are against him. I grant that. If I actually do,
so why would you?
I commend Ali Dawa and his lot for sticking up, standing up to Anjem Chaudhry and his hooligans who come here.
None of the Muslims I know stick up for him. None of them. In fact, all of them that I know are against him. Because what I see is that Anjem Chaudhry and Tommy Robinson are basically just the two sides of the same coin. Yes, one is basically playing to his extremist ideas, and the other is playing to the far right extremist ideas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hashim, I don't have internet, so
No,
I can't
so.
back up my claim.
Anyway, no problem.
Okay, no, you know what? Where's this video going to be posted? I agree this looks bad. I'll put the study in.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
it's not
6,
somewhere.
7,
Anyway.
8 channels.
The study will be there.
What is it?
8 channels.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob. All right, nice speaking to you, Jacob.
Yeah, likewise.
I need to go to pray
I'm
because
sorry
time for
to not
Maghrib.
give you my study.
No, that's fine, no problem. I just want you to read before you become anti anything.
Of course.
Just read
I
the
agree.
sources which that particular religion or that ideology promotes, basically.
I agree.
Because if you
I extend the same request to you and recommend you read some of the sayings of Odin.
about who?
Fuck Fox News. Lying cunts.
What about that goes for any
Except Tucker Carlson, he's
for
alright.
anything. Yeah. Anyway, read the primary sources if you got a chance.
Yeah.
Have you got a copy of the Quran?
I do actually.
I can give you a free one if you want.
I got it. In fact, my copy I asked Mohammed Hijab and I said it's been translated.
Don't let
by
it collect
Abdul
dust.
Hadim.
Make sure you read it.
Yeah, no, I honestly, it's on my list. I've been in university. I've had loads of other.
Because next
shit
time
to
you
read.
come, it's going to be a test.
Or a
10
test,
questions.
really. Yeah,
Okay, from what you read.
No promises. No promises. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
All right, thank you.
nice speaking to you. Coronavirus and all that.
Of course,
Do
yeah.
the elbow thing. The elbow thing.
Same thing is contact.
Yeah, no
The
problem.
whole idea is to not spread it by contact.
Yeah,
That's what we
sure.
should promote for the good of everyone. Okay, anyway,
Alright, thank you.
thanks a lot for
Cheers.
your time,
Thanks
Jacob.
to you.
Nice speaking to you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters. Hope this video was helpful for you. This may help others too, so please consider sharing, and we will bring more videos in the future inshallah. So consider subscribing and you won't miss any. Jazakallahu khairan.